Good afternoon, I'm Susan Aubery-Cound from Marks & Spenser, Channel Director. I've been in the role now for 18 months. Monetizing content is one of the key objectives for both retailers and content providers. The key thing here for us is to understand that increasingly it's not just about words. There is actually a lot of work being done in the space to create visual search. I think there are quite a number of ways of doing that with Google at the moment. Not all of them deliver what the customer is actually looking for. I'm waiting for the day when you can actually put in a search on what Cheryl Cole is wearing today, and it'll tell you where she bought the boots, where she bought the bag, and how you can find other garments like that online. I know those bits of technology are in development, and that will really move us on in terms of our ability as a retailer to monetize our content, not just based around words. Coming back though to where we are today, I think you'll probably be familiar with the Marks & Spenser advert that's running at the moment. The key thing here is that Marks & Spenser TV actually runs most of our videos constantly in terms of past adverts, and the click-through rates from those and the conversion is 23% in terms of the amount of spend that's increased by customers who see that content. So it really does have a significant effect. When you're actually watching that online, you can click straight through to see what Jamie is actually wearing. That's Jamie Redknapp. And you go from there to a product description, and then you can go to the product features and how you actually buy it. It would be great if we could actually integrate straight away there at the moment everything that's being said about that product on social media. As it is, we can actually show the customer what other customers have said on product reviews, and those are hugely motivating, and I'm going to touch on those in a minute. But that will actually give us a very good view in future of how successful some of our linked content is, whether customers like being able to do that, how much they actually spend is obviously indicative of how successful it is, but actually being able to link that straight through is clearly absolutely critical to our revenue. And at the moment, we're not able to maximise quite a lot of the content we have online because we can't link it all back to those core pages on the site, but we will be able to very shortly. One of the other things which is proving to be extremely motivating for customers is the extent to which we can actually personalise the content. And this comes down to some very dynamic executions, not just in terms of the format, whether it's long and thin and it's on an email, whether it's, you can turn it around on an iPad, but actually coming back to whether you present particular images, whether you present particular stories, how you pull on all your different aspects of your social media, and different things that customer will be interested in. And that actually, from our perspective, relies on some really quite serious back-of-house technology. So things like customer data warehouses, where you can actually load what those customers have looked at before, what content they've been interested in, and how you can actually then create something in key segments, talking to particular customers about things that motivate them. We know that even simple personalisation at the moment increases the click-through revenue per email. It can actually have a really dramatic effect. It can shift anything from 1 to 10% just by changing a few key factors. That makes a huge difference as to how much stuff we can actually sell as a consequence. Now, we talked earlier on about engagement and the importance of engagement. One of the things we found about customer reviews and the ability for customers to actually see this when they want to consider buying a product is that, funnily enough, it doesn't actually make a difference, well, that much difference, whether the review is positive or negative in its overall content. The key thing here is that customers recognise the difference between something that we write and something that we actually pay somebody who is a professional to write, which they expect to be very polished, have a lot of integrity, a lot of factual information, or be incredibly interesting with an opinion, versus something another customer has put up there that can give them advice about buying a product. The conversion rate goes up by 400%. Things that customers write on there can include things like, this didn't fit, it was too small, I needed to buy a larger size. Now we take that as being a negative review, but actually it helps another customer to actually buy something. And these are very important means of us actually leveraging the content that we hold on our sites to actually deliver better value.